This video provides a brief review of NHTSA standards for administering the walk and turn test used by state, county, and municipal law enforcement officers in North Dakota. The walk and turn test is a standardized field sobriety test, which is scientifically validated and is admissible as evidence in the state of North Dakota. However, the test must be administered accurately in order to provide reliable evidence and in order to present a strong case in court. Whether you're a new law enforcement officer or a seasoned veteran, it can be helpful to review and refresh your knowledge in order to enhance your skills, bolster your confidence when administering the walk and turn test, and improve your testimony in court. Asking clear questions, giving clear instructions, and watching the details will help you avoid common pitfalls and make your testimony more credible and confident. Age, injury, or disease could affect a person's ability to perform the walk and turn test. Ask whether they can give any reason why they cannot perform the test, and note the answer carefully in your report. As a professional, this will all be very familiar to you. Still, I encourage you to watch for things you may have forgotten, to refresh your skills and knowledge, or for tips to help you be more confident the next time you are asked to testify. Ideally, the walk and turn test is performed in conjunction with the one-leg stand and horizontal gaze nystagmus tests. However, we know it's not always possible to perform the full battery of tests, and each test provides valuable evidence standing alone. The walk and turn test is a divided attention test that can be easily performed by most drivers who are not impaired by alcohol or other drugs. The walk and turn test requires the subjects to listen and follow instructions while performing simple physical movements. Impaired persons have difficulty dividing their attention between simple mental and physical tasks. During the walk and turn test, the subject is directed to take 9 steps, touching heel to toe along a straight line. After taking the steps, the subject must turn on one foot and return in the same manner in the opposite direction. The examiner looks for 8 validated clues. 1. Whether the subject can keep balance while listening to the instructions. 2. Begins before the instructions are finished. 3. Stops while walking to regain balance. 4. Does not touch heel to toe. 5. Uses arms to balance. 6. Steps off the line. 7. Takes an incorrect number of steps. 8. Makes an improper turn. A 1998 validation study found that 79% of individuals who exhibit 2 or more clues in the performance of the test will have a BAC of 0.08 or greater. While we cannot testify to the percentages in North Dakota, we can state with confidence that 2 or more clues indicates impairment. Though we all know how the tests are to be administered, it's easy to rush through a step or give unclear instructions. It's also easy to forget details or become flustered when defense attorneys try to plant a seed of doubt or grill us on the NHTSA standards and procedures. So let's review the procedures for the test. This test is not recommended for individuals age 65 or older. Whenever possible, conduct the test in a dry, hard, and level area, free from slip hazards and debris. You'll need approximately 10 to 12 feet of space to conduct the test. Check with the subject to see if they have any physical disabilities that would prevent them from completing the test. Ensure the subject has proper footwear to complete the test and allow them to remove any problematic footwear, which specifically includes any shoes or boots with heels of 2 inches or more. This could include anything from flip-flops to high-heeled shoes. Keep the subject to your left of you and never turn your back on the subject. Remember to always be aware of your surroundings, including potential hazards from traffic. It is important to minimize unnecessary distractions. A defense attorney may question the validity of a test if they can show the subject was affected by your vehicle's headlights, a flashing light bar, or other distractions you may have been able to eliminate. In the instruction phase, demonstrate the proper stance and positioning. Have the subject stand heel to toe as depicted by you in the demonstration. The subject should place their left foot on the line with their right foot touching heel to toe in front of their left foot with their arms at their sides. Instruct the subject to maintain this position until instructions are completed and let them know not to begin the test until told to do so. Make sure the subject understands the instructions up to this point by asking for a verbal confirmation. At this point, you will physically demonstrate the test to the subject while giving the instructions. Inform the subject that when told to start, they will take 9 heel-to-toe steps on the line, turn as instructed, and take 9 heel-to-toe steps back down the line. Demonstrate a minimum of 3 steps. When demonstrating the turn, instruct the subject to keep their front or lead foot on the line. Turn by taking a series of small steps with the other foot. Again, make sure to demonstrate the turn. Demonstrate a minimum of 3 steps back down the line in the opposite direction. Remind the subject to watch their feet during the test, count each step out loud, keep their arms at their sides, and not to stop until the test is complete. Make sure the subject understands the instructions for the test by asking for a verbal confirmation.
Yes.
At this point, you may instruct the subject to begin the test. During the test, you will watch for clues that the subject is impaired. You will total these clues upon completion of the test to assess the subject's condition. All of the clues count only once, no matter how many times the subject exhibits a certain behavior. For example, the subject may step off the line 4 times, but it is only 1 clue. The first validated clue is whether the subject can keep balance while listening to the instructions. This can include the subject not being able to maintain the heel-to-toe position or stepping off of the line. Sometimes the subject is unable to follow the instructions and begins the test prematurely. This only counts as a validated clue if given the instruction not to start until instructed to. These 2 validated clues are the only clues that can be counted during the instruction stage of the test. Another validated clue is that the subject stops while walking. The stop needs to be clear and deliberate, and not just a reduction in speed. Next, the subject may not touch their heel to their toe. The validated clue is counted if the subject leaves more than half an inch of space between heel and toe of any step. Another validated clue of impairment is the subject stepping off the line. Their foot must be entirely off the line and not just slightly out of alignment in order to count as a clue. The subject may also use their arms to balance. In order to count as a validated clue, watch for arms further than 6 inches from the subject's side. An improper turn is also a validated clue. This can include the subject removing their foot from the line when turning or not following instructions. Sometimes the subject will pivot, spin, or lose their balance when turning. They may also use the wrong foot to turn. Any of these observations count as 1 clue for improper turn. Lastly, watch for the correct number of steps. A subject may take more or less than the 9 steps outlined in the instructions. This is 1 validated clue, no matter how many errors are made. At this point, it is time to total the clues. There is a total of 8 validated clues. Observation of 2 or more of these validated clues is an indicator of impairment associated with an alcohol impairment of 0.08 BAC or greater. Note that it is possible to have 2 validated clues occur simultaneously. For example, a subject may step off the line and miss heel to toe. If it appears the subject cannot safely complete the test, you may end the test. Document all observations, including the clues observed. Remember to always observe the test from a safe distance and limit your movements so as not to distract the subject. Do you have any physical or medical disabilities that would prevent you from doing any walking or balancing tests?
No.
What I'd like you to do then, go ahead, you can stand right in front of my squad car, please. All right, for this next test, I'd like you to imagine a straight line about the width of your foot running all the way out in front of you. Then I'd like you to place your left foot on that line, and then place your right foot touching heel to toe in front of your left foot. Then place your hands down by your side. I'd like you to stay just like that until I finish explaining the instructions. Do you understand?
Yes.
Then when I tell you to, I want you to take 9 heel to toe steps forward, turn as I direct, take 9 heel to toe steps back. So it'll look just like this. 1, 2, 3, all the way out till 9. Once you've reached your 9th step, let's say this is my 9th step, I want you to keep your front foot on the line and take a series of small steps around that front foot until you get back to the line, and then take 9 heel to toe steps back. 1, 2, 3, all the way out till 9. For this test, make sure that you watch your feet as you walk, count each step out loud, keep your arms down at your sides, and don't stop once you've started. Do you understand?
Yes.
Go ahead and begin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, go ahead and relax. According to researchers, officers trained to conduct SFSTs correctly identify alcohol-impaired drivers over 90% of the time using the results of SFSTs. Administered properly, the walk and turn test can provide you with a high level of confidence that you made a proper DUI arrest. Additional resources, including SFST and DRE training instructors, are available for your agency or department. Contact the North Dakota Highway Patrol for more information.